So the jealousy last year of Caitlyn Clark was wild. She single-handedly lifted the WNBA. For example, the average game not involving Caitlyn Clark got 394,000 viewers. Not bad. But the average Clark game? 1.4 million. That is over 200% more viewers for one person, but it affected the whole league. Look at the WNBA finals since 2014. Hovered around 600K. But last year, 1.57 million without Caitlyn Clark in the finals, by the way. This is interest generated by her bleeding over to the entire game. But were people grateful? No. Just listen to Angel Reese.
Yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person, it's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that.
Oh, people in the comments. Like, no one in the world is thinking, hey, it's 7 p.m. Let me turn on women's basketball to watch Angel Reese. You can smell the jealousy and hate coming off the screen. Well, guess what? Angel Reese just said something else people aren't gonna like, but it could affect the entire WNBA. But the NBA season is winding down. We've got like less than a month to go. All the more reason to be playing Underdog. I play Pick'em, where I pick higher or lower for whatever games I'm gonna watch that night as teams fight for seedings, and I am guaranteed to have more fun watching the NBA that night. Plus, you can win a little money, a lot of money with their game streaks. When you pick 11 in a row, you can up to 1,000x your cash. So let's get our streak started off right with my 2 picks. 9 games on, plenty to choose from. First up is Zachary Reese, higher on his points. And then Scotty Barnes, lower on his points. And best of luck if you're tailing those picks. Check out this map. Underdog's available in all these states that are highlighted. Texas, California, Florida with champions. Nothing helps out the channel more than using my promo code AMHOOPS when you sign up, because you get up to $1,000 in bonus cash plus a special free pick. So despite the boost in popularity, the W actually lost more money than ever last year. The NBA has kept the league going, costing about $10 million per year, but last season, the W lost $50 million, 5 times more. Why? Well, despite making more money, they spent more, mostly on private flights for players. Like, I was legit on a commercial flight once with the entire Dallas WNBA team. Can you imagine that in the NBA? It'd be like, yo, LeBron, can I get the window seat? So the WNBA players got their wish, but if you don't make money, it's kind of hard to pay the players. And Angel Reese says, yeah, we better get a raise or else. The CBA's coming up and we deserve more. Because I'm hearing, if y'all don't give us what we want, we sitting out. Yeah, like refusing to play basketball. Now in the NFL, we have had player lockouts 6 times, 4 times each in the NBA, NHL, and MLB, but never in the WNBA. Players basically refuse to play unless they get better treatment or better pay. But why is this such a problem? I mean, Angel Reese and Caitlyn Clark only made about $74K for their rookie season, and that's not gonna cover Angel's lifestyle.
I don't even think that pays one of my bills. I'm trying to think of like my rent for where I stay at. No, my rent is more than that. It's $8,000. That WNBA check don't pay a thing. Do that even pay my car note?
Oh, that's not good. But luckily for Angel, she's got endorsement deals with Reebok, Beats by Dre, Reese's Pieces, but most players don't. In fact, most WNBA players have to play in other leagues just to get by. I'm talking China, Egypt, Turkey, Russia. It's why Brittany Griner was in Russia in the first place, to go to jail for almost a year. But if players go through with the strike, it could set the W back for years. All the progress that Caitlyn Clark just gave them thrown away and set on fire. This is the dirty little secret of the W. For over 30 years, they have made $0. NBA pays an average of $10 million per year to keep them afloat, and in return, owns 42% of their league. Yeah, the NBA is not doing this for free, okay? Adam Silver might want us to think that the NBA is doing this out of the goodness of their heart, but no. He said the W could be worth $10 billion someday, and they want some of that action. On top of that, last year the W sold another 16% of the league for $75 million, partly to pay for those private flights. So the WNBA only owns 42% of their own league. That means when players say they want a 50-50 split, you know, just like the NBA players, 50% of what? You only own 42% of your own league. You sold the other 58% just to keep the lights on. So imagine when these players demand 50% of somebody else's money. No, we paid for this league for over 30 years, then right when you become popular, you want the money? So if the women strike, it will be terrible. Right when people get invested in the WNBA, following teams in the league, they sit out. This happened in baseball for the 1994 season. They lost millions of fans, took like a decade to recover. The WNBA cannot afford that. It's the worst time to strike, right? Like right when they've got a little bit of momentum for the very first time, but that's not the only way to destroy their league. The Steph versus Sabrina 3-point challenge was the most successful event at NBA All-Star in decades. Basically, Steph Curry played Sabrina Ionescu 1v1 in a 3-point contest. Steph won 29-26. It was great. In fact, the event peaked at 5.4 million viewers on TNT. And for context, that recent Lakers-Celtics game with Luka got 4.6 million viewers, highest rated regular season game in 7 years. Steph Sabrina got 1 million more people. That is a huge win for the WNBA and women's basketball in general. So imagine what Steph versus Caitlyn Clark would get. NBA All-Star in San Francisco where Steph plays. They invited Caitlyn to set records and she said no. Her official reason was, she didn't want to take shots off of a ball rack because mainly her training is off catch and shoot threes. Yeah, right. The reason she didn't want to do it is all of the hate that she would get. Caitlyn knew if she was featured by herself with Steph Curry, it would cause such an S-storm of negativity from other WNBA players. For example, when Caitlyn was named Athlete of the Year by Time Magazine, co-owner of the Mystics, Sheila Johnson, said, "Why couldn't we have put the whole WNBA on that cover and said the WNBA is the League of the Year? We have so much talent out there that's been unrecognized. I don't think we can pin it on just one player." Are you kidding? And if you read inside that magazine, Caitlyn Clark herself feels guilty about her success. I want to say that I've earned every single thing, but as a white person, there's privilege. A lot of those players in the league that have been really good have been black players. This league has kind of been built on them, and the more we can appreciate that, I think it's very important. Okay, so I am not one to bring up race, but she is obviously hearing that message. So to be clear, there have been plenty of talented white WNBA players before. Stars like Diana Taurasi, Sue Bird, Sabrina Ionescu, but none of them were this popular because they were white. The reason Caitlyn Clark is this popular is for being like a female Steph Curry. She hits logo threes. She's an amazing passer. Some people out there are probably rooting for her because she's white, and that is messed up. But her gigantic popularity cannot be explained just from her skin color. There have been so many other great white players. She's different. So imagine how huge Steph versus Caitlyn could have been for the WNBA. But they have beaten her down so bad that Clark feels like she had to say no. It's either accept her own success and be outcast by her own community, or tell the world, no, sorry, I'm privileged. Both choices suck, but they both hurt the WNBA. I want to see this league do well, but between this Caitlyn Clark stuff and this potential lockout, it's not looking so good. And the same goes for this NBA rookie class. All of the experts said the 2024 rooks or maybe the worst class in recent memory, but were they right? So I did a 2024 redraft to see where these guys should have gone and how bad the overall rookies actually are.